We broke down, trying to leave town, flying down the road to change. We were born to run, Cali, here we come, escape from
Hi, Room 21 Rockstar families, and welcome to our weekly VODCAST as we are in the middle, or coming towards the middle of the month of October. I hope that you're all having a wonderful weekend on this very chilly fall day. I just wanted to start off by congratulating this week's Rockstar of the Week, Lauren Myers. Lauren has been on it with the Barrett Academy Constitution, not only in terms of her greetings, she's really taken those to the next level, but I've gotten so many compliments from other Academy teachers throughout the building about her willingness to work with students in other grade levels, third and fourth, and really mentor them along. So congratulations to Lauren Myers, our Rockstar of the Week. I also just wanted to say how wonderful all of your rock stars truly are. On Friday, as you know, we had Dr. Benson in the room, the superintendent of Stafford County Public Schools, and he was so impressed by the scholars that he told them, well, number one, that he wants to take them to some middle and high school classrooms, but he is actually going to publish a blog on his experience of the day on his blog. So as soon as he puts that up, I'll send that out to all of you so that you can see exactly what he had to say about his day in Room 21. But the scholars were on it, and it was an amazing, amazing day of learning on Friday. And I also have to tell you, man, the spirit for the greenhouse on Friday, the scholars came out, everyone was dressed in green. That was incredible. We are at such an amazing point with this group of Academy scholars. We could not be more excited right now. They're really taking the Constitution and taking it to the next level. So congratulations to all for that amazing, effective effort. In the Friday folder, there were two interims sent home, the Barrett Academy and the Stafford County Public School Academic Interim. You can keep a copy of each, and then I just need a copy back tomorrow. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. You know, as I told the scholars, especially on the Academy Interim, I was sure to put down things that I want them to really work on and improve. You know, the scholars know that I'm not one to just, you know, tell them everything's great, because I want to make them better every step of the way. So I really put down things that I really want them to work on over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll reassess when the report card comes around in November. Remember that Friday is an early out day at 1:10 p.m., and then next Monday, Columbus Day, is actually a day of no school for students. So just keep both of those things in mind. And finally, Picture Day is on October 14th. So it's Tuesday, it's the day we come back next week, since we have Monday off of that period of time. Now I'm going to send you over to the strategy session. I will see you guys on the other end. Okay, scholars, the first thing I'm actually going to start off with this week for the strategy session is looking at some leads and hooks and different things that you might have laying around at home, and maybe some books that you are reading. So let me give you an example. I just want you to find something at home. It could be a newspaper, it could be a set of instructions, it could be the book that you're currently reading. Here's a book that I read recently, and the lead sentence of this book begins by saying, "Why did I write them?" Okay, so they kind of pose that question to us. And that is one of those great hooks, because as a reader, we want to know what those things are that person wrote, and we kind of want to read more. You know, we want to read into the book. So what I want you to do, and you can get yourself some house points for doing this, guys, I want you to find as many things as you possibly can and look at that very first sentence, what we call that lead sentence. You know, we're really going to dive into that this week. I want you to write down the book title, okay? I want you to write down that lead sentence, and I want you to analyze it. Just tell me one thing about it. Would you say that is a good lead? Would you say that you would want to read more because of that lead? Okay, you can get yourself 2 house points for every book that you analyze. All you have to do is write down the book title, the lead sentence, and whether you would read it or not, and why. And you can get yourself 2 house points for each. I'm actually going to have those posted, so bring them in, whatever you bring in, and we're going to post them, and that's going to be another example of how, you know, that very first sentence is so very important to all of your writing. And we're going to look at some very famous books in class tomorrow to kind of look at their leads as well. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys find. And I bet you're going to find some things with some leads that aren't so great. And I bet you'll find some things with some leads that are absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to see what you guys find. For the writing prompt this week, which is on our Class Fusion page, I'll show you in a second when I take you over there, It's the same alien prompt, but this week I want you to write a great lead. So all you have to do is write one sentence. How would you hook the reader to tell us about that story? Okay, and you can get yourself 5 house points for bringing in a lead for that alien piece of writing. All I'm looking for is a lead sentence this week, guys. I mean, you can feel free to write more, but our major focus is that very first sentence of our writing. How do you hook? How do you truly hook the reader? Now I'm truly going to send you over to the strategy session. I'll see you guys on the other end. Okay, Room 21 Rockstars, so I'm starting you off today on our Class Fusion page. I have a couple things I want you to look at for math. So if you come with me the whole way down to the Class News section, a couple of things I put there this week. You know, this week we're really working on division. On Friday we estimated quotients, and now we're really going to get into some pretty challenging division using the partial quotients and the traditional method. You know, we're going to want to be able to divide 3 numbers by 2, working with zeros in the quotient while having remainders. So we're really getting into it this week. So I first of all decided to put in how-to video for partial quotients theory if you want to watch it at home with your family. I'll take it to you real quick. All you have to do is actually just scroll down a bit, and it's right here. And this teacher goes through the entire theory for you. You know, I know that you guys learned partial quotients last year in 4th grade, but I just kind of want you to refresh that and review that so that you have that down. So that will help you with what I'm about to show you if you need some refresher, if you need a little refresher course on partial quotients. Now, 2 things I have for you this week. Number 1, I have 2 major word problems. I'm going to give you 5 house points for each one if you come in with it solved, with your notice, and with your wondering included. Now, the first problem is kind of review from last week. I'm not going to tell you what operation you're going to need to use because I want you guys to be able to dissect that problem and figure that out on your own. But a lot of you this week started making a tiny little T-chart on your page, just divided in half. Notice, wonder. Do that first before you look at any numbers. Don't even pay attention to that question yet. Okay, so Mr. Riker decided that he was in need of some spiders for an upcoming lesson. He has 19 baskets. He would like to place 412 spiders in each basket. How many spiders will he need in all? So notice and wonder and then solve it. If you bring in all of your work for this problem with labels on everything, labels, you know right now that that is the number 1 thing I am thinking about, guys, are those labels. You have to make sure that I know what in the world you are doing. Okay, we don't just want numbers on the page because those numbers mean something. So, labels. And you will make Mr. Reichard very happy. Okay, now, I'm going to take you down to the next problem, which actually gets into division. So this top problem was a kind of review from last week. Next problem's really going to focus on division. Okay, and it reads, Dr. Benson I need to retype that. Just wait 1 second. Dr. Benson is a runner. He ran 1,500 miles over the past year. He ran the same number of miles each week. How many miles did he run each week? Now, this is kind of similar to the problem that he gave you when he was in here on Friday, but I really want to see what you've got. Now, we're not estimating this time, okay? You should estimate before you solve the problem so that you kind of have an idea what should my answer be around, but I really want you to solve it. So notice and wonder for this one. Figure out what operation do I need to go forward with. Show me your labels, and then bring in that as well. If you bring in each of these problems with your process down with all of your labels, you'll get 5 house points for each problem. So it's a great way to get some house points for your team while practicing some major word problems that we're really going to be working on this week because we're really going to ramp up the challenge this week in class. One other thing that I have for you here, guys, would be under the division word problems. And this is kind of similar to the site that I've been taking you to the last couple of weeks. These are, once again, word problems where you have to type in your answer based on what is here. I will give you 2 house points per problem that you solve, but you have to bring in all of your work, okay? I want to, once again, see that notice and wondering. Just make a little T-chart, label everything, tell me what you came up with as a final answer, and then you can get yourself 2 house points for each of these problems. This is just another way to practice that division, figuring out what do I need to do in order to get this problem solved, and asking yourself, does my answer sound reasonable? Because that is a huge thing. Does my answer sound reasonable? We want to get down to that a lot this week. Now I'm going to take you back to our Fusion page really quickly. Okay, so that does it for the math for the week. Now for reading, here is the key that I really want you to focus on. Up here under the guided questions, you know, this is the sequencing. I think everybody basically has down pretty well. But these questions, as I pointed them out last week, guys, are a great way to practice those skills at home that we've been working on in the classroom. And I'm going to put a challenge to this week. So what I want you to do is, you're reading at home, you know, you're going to have some reading assignments this week from guided reading. It could be another book, it could be a magazine, a newspaper. I want you to take one of these question stems. It could be any of them. Okay, so you could, you know, I always like this one here that says retell the events leading up to the following, you know, blank, whatever's happening in your specific book. If you write that question stem down, put one answer that goes with, tell me the book title. I will also give you 3 house points per question that you do there. So I am feeling very generous for house points this week, ladies and gentlemen, because the house point race is so close. So I want to see who's putting in that effective effort and who is willing to put that forth to really practice some of their reading skills. So once again, take one of the question stems that you see right here, take something that you're reading, and use that to answer that question from your reading. Write that down, bring that in. You can get yourself some house points. Remember, you can get house points all week long, guys. It doesn't just have to be tomorrow. You could do this all week long, the whole way up until next Sunday's VODCAST. I already talked to you about the writing fix of the week in the earlier portion, but here's that prompt again, and I just want you to bring in the lead sentence that would absolutely hook the reader so that you can earn yourself 5 house points there. Science this week is so absolutely exciting, rock stars. I do have one thing that you can begin to work on to study if you'd like, and that would be SOL Pass under the Earth, Movements, and Rocks here under the class news section. You know, but SOL Pass is good for anything we're doing in science and social studies, but I think the games and the study guide here are absolutely exceptional as well. You know, tomorrow we're going to first look at how old do we think that Earth really is. How old do scientists believe it is based on the evidence that's available. So that's some studying that you can do as well if you would like to. And I think that's all I have for the week. I just want to remind you guys to follow our class Twitter account. We're really going to ramp up our tweeting in the next couple of days and weeks ahead, just because it's going to be absolutely exciting as well. So now I'm going to send you back over to Mr. Reichert, and stay tuned for that code, rock stars, because it's about to come your way. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I hope that you found those strategies to be extremely successful. Like I said in the beginning, your rock stars are amazing me every single day so far this year. We had such an incredible week last week. I cannot wait for this week. So let's see what's going to happen. If you watch this entire video, scholars, congratulations, because now is the time for the secret code. If you bring in the secret code of the week, which is hashtag I can't wait to learn, you'll get yourself 5 house points. So bring that on in. Thanks for sticking with the entire video, and thanks for trying out some of the strategies this week. You guys are rock stars. Families, if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, do not hesitate to contact me. Follow us on Twitter with the handle @ReichertRock. You can follow us on our class YouTube page, on our class Fusion page. You are the best families in Stafford County, and we'll see you next time.
We broke down, trying to leave town, flying down the road to change. We were born to